wheels, flying squadrons to plug the gap of immediate housing needs. A new adventure for sturdy families.
Isn't it time you lived the way you really want?
I never thought we could afford to live this well. 2 bedrooms, a study, living room, dining room, kitchen, with all the appliances, all the furniture, everything I dreamed about. Take a guess how much. $24,900 complete. $279 a month. What's the hitch? The only hitch used to be out front.
Own your own mobile home and join the Upwardly Mobile.
Wisconsin's own Susie Faber, 9-time NCAA champion.
And home buyer. I was shocked at the high cost of buying a home. Then I found another choice. Manufactured homes. Modern, spacious, energy-efficient, quality-built homes. Just what I wanted. All this and priced from $30,000. Looking for a new home? Take time to look at today's affordable manufactured homes. You'll be surprised.
Thank you for being a friend.
Isn't it time you lived the way you really want?
We had 2 options before we bought this place.
Slim and none.
Another apartment
Rent.
or a split-level ranch.
$70,000.
Then you found this.
Thank you.
Living room, dining room,
Master bedroom.
Kitchen, bath,
Guest bedroom.
all appliances, completely furnished, energy efficient,
Soft carpeting.
$24,900 complete.
Only $279 a month.
So after our honeymoon,
We got hitched.
Own your own mobile home and join the Upwardly Mobile.
There's nothing like a place to call home. So every single home that's been sold by members of the Wisconsin Housing Alliance has made hundreds of accomplishments each and every day by providing housing for people in this state. We're very proud of that. Whether you live in a small single-section home in a manufactured home community, or if you live in a 12-section modular home on a lakefront, it's home. So it's a beautiful thing what we do. The Housing Alliance was founded in 1949 as the Wisconsin Motor Coach Association, and it's had a few names since then. It was then the Wisconsin Mobile Home Association, then it was the Wisconsin Manufactured Housing Association, and now it is just Wisconsin Housing Alliance, because that's what we do is housing. One of our founding members was a person by the name of Elmer Fry, and he was pretty much the inventor of getting the 10-wide mobile home at the time being able to be transported on the road systems just like any other 10-wide load. There's a lot of founders like John Wick, who used to own Wick Building Systems, a lot of people who have come together to make this association successful for all these years.
In 1953, they hired their first executive director who served the 5 surrounding area states, and that was in conjunction with the state so that they could afford to hire an executive director, since a lot of them were just starting up at that time.
That had to be rough to know all the state laws in 5 different states, because it's hard enough to keep track of them in one state. The association became very influential in Wisconsin probably in the 70s. As everyone knows, the HUD code for manufactured homes went into being in 1976.
And it was created because states like Ohio and Indiana will be tinkering with their mobile home code such to keep other states' producers out of their state. It became an interstate battle, and Congress just finally called a halt to it all and said, we're going to create a national code for factory-built homes. The most important thing they did in that act, though, was create a federal preemption, so the states could not adopt a second code that was tougher than the federal code. And that really meant you could build a house in Wisconsin and ship it literally anywhere. We have manufacturers in Wisconsin shipping homes as far as Montana.
And that really changed the landscape of the industry and how the industry was viewed, being built to a federal building code. And so there was a lot of work to be done at the state capitol to make sure that we were accepted as a building code for our homes, and that they were accepted in municipalities, in rural and urban areas.
But in manufactured housing, these people were family members. Their families had skin in the game. They had multiple generations in many cases, and they truly cared about the industry. They weren't fly-by-night people that came and went. They were there for the long haul, and they made it special.
The Alliance accomplishments are really extraordinary. I had the honor of being appointed chairman of Governor Thompson's task force on manufactured housing. Of all the recommendations put forth by that task force, I believe that we had all of them approved in the legislature. An extraordinary feat, a great accomplishment.
I can say without any shadow of a doubt that our business success can be contributed and tied back to the Wisconsin Housing Alliance. The issues facing small business are real, and the Wisconsin Housing Alliance has always been the sounding board and the solution to small business problems, particularly with manufactured housing in the state of Wisconsin.
Some of the best money I've ever invested is being a member of our association, being part of the community aspect, getting all the leases. You know, if you have a trouble or if you have a problem, just call Amy or Angie or any of their staff there, and they'll help guide you through things. It's been a real plus to be part of the membership.
Our members are fantastic. They get along. Sometimes associations have a lot of animosity between members, but they know when they come together as a group, they're all in the same boat together. And if we raise the level with everyone together, we can achieve great things. We have a wonderful membership, and they really appreciate the association because we do things for them that not only saves them money, but saves them time and effort.
Being on the community side, there's been a little bit of that tradition. Mom and Dad lived in the community, the kids live in the community. We move through the community business. As far as the land home business goes, that has changed dramatically. With investors that have been able to come in and do tract housing, do subdivisions, do things like that, that's opened up a whole new avenue for the product and moving forward.
I really think the most important part of the Housing Alliance is the advocacy. I have someone as a community owner to turn to who has heard some of these problems and questions before, and they're actively trying to promote our industry and make sure that we are doing well together.
The Wisconsin Housing Alliance, the associations, they do a very good job on advocating for the industry and the quality of the homes. So I'm always amazed how they work well with the regulatory agencies and the different trade organizations in this industry.
I deal with a lot of folks all over the Midwest, all over the country in our business. And everyone I've dealt with that has worked with the association that says, hands down, by far, you have something special there in Wisconsin.
But I look at the WHA and say, you know, we have grown so dynamically. We have our finger on the pulse, if you may, of all of the political activity that may impact manufactured housing in Wisconsin, regardless of it's on private land or in a community.
We provide things that they need, things that they would have to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for an attorney to do. We help them with all of that. We also have a Facebook member-to-member site where they can talk amongst themselves and find out who are you using for a metering company and what do you do for snow removal and what kind of moving cat do you use to move houses around. And it's just a really congenial group, and I don't think many trade associations can say that.
We also bring to the public knowledge, information. We give them the resources to look into, well, what is a manufactured home?
I think the continued promotion of the positive aspects of our housing is important. The videos that we get every month that we can put out on the internet, on Facebook, and send to our customers and clients are extremely important at promoting that positive industry image and, you know, showing people that it's not what it used to be.
It is affordable housing. It has helped so many people. I see retirees downsizing, and having a very happy, comfortable life. It is very affordable living, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
We have really worked hard at changing paradigms for people, for them to consider us as a true form of housing, which we are. We're mainstream housing today. I was a home builder initially, and I saw that we could build homes in a factory better than we could build them on site. That's a pretty big accomplishment.
The quality of the homes have changed tremendously over the years. So the materials that they're using are much better. Insulations of the homes, so the thermal efficiencies of the homes are much better. If you take a manufactured home and put it right next to a modular home, you could hardly tell the difference between the type of home.
As a retailer, I take people through the front door and I turn around and I look at them first to see what their initial response is, because that tells you an awful lot. Almost unilaterally, when I walk through the front door and turn around and look at them as they're walking through the front door, the first word usually is wow.
They come in and the first thing they do is they raise their hand and they realize they don't touch the ceiling, and they go, wow, this is huge. Like, this isn't what I thought it was.
Site builders have a hard time competing with the lack of labor. So manufactured and modular housing is totally the answer to most of the state's housing problems. And all of our members that are in this business get their passion from their customers. That's what I think is cool. When they see that customer take the keys to the house and say, I can't believe this is mine, that's where the passion comes from.
The biggest thing that have changed, besides quality of the home, has been the growth and quality of the people that are involved in the business.
It's amazing to me that the amount of people that you could put in a room and have different opinions, and at the end of the day, leave with a resolution. I think that speaks so highly of the integrity of the people that are involved, and I wish the rest of the world could learn a little bit from compromise like that.
I am amazed at the involvement with all of the board. They are very hands-on, they are very intelligent, they are very involved, they are very passionate about the industry, and it's invigorating to be a part of the board of directors because you have such a passion for the industry, and it's nice to watch it grow.
So they share their experience, their knowledge, their frustration. It's very difficult to find people that understand what it is that we do, and then you have it all in one room.
The thing that sticks out the most for me about the association and the members is actually the camaraderie between members. They don't act like competitors. They actually act like friends and find solutions to help each other.
It's hard to change stereotypes even today. The only way to do it is to have people see our homes. Your eyes don't lie. My goal is always to get people to see the homes, to see the people who live in the homes. They're real people, they're humans, they have faces, they have names, they have families. That's what we try to do, is bring it down to a personal level so they don't just think of the product.
What are we celebrating here? We're celebrating 75 years. That's a long time for any organization to be together. Think about the ups and downs they've gone through. Think about the roles that they've had to play in government and local municipalities, and training of us for the liability factors alone. They've just been wonderful.
The association has changed that image. They have changed the ability of where to put a manufactured home, and it's changed the stigma of the product based solely upon where it's built, which is kind of bizarre to me. Where it's built should really have an impact on where it should go. It just never made sense to me. You don't buy an automobile that's made in bits and pieces in your yard. Why would you buy a house that's built that way?
The lawsuit that happened in the town of Suamico back in 1996 helped not only the association in a whole, but it helped us, our business, and other businesses in the area, because now manufactured housing is not only accepted, it's invited in that property and into that community.
Well, when I took the job, I asked the board, what's your #1 priority? And they said it was zoning. They had to get past the zoning barriers that cities erected, to keep manufactured homes out of their jurisdictions. And as I studied that issue, I looked at how other states had attacked it, both legislatively, which I determined pretty quickly that we wouldn't have the votes to get a bill passed dealing with zoning in Wisconsin. So I thought the only avenue would be through the court. So I bought a lot, applied for the building permit. Mysteriously, it got approved until the city realized what they'd done and they revoked it. That was my trigger to get the lawyers involved. And so we had a case that was on just the facts. There was a manufactured home being placed on subdivision without deed restrictions. It was simply a matter of it not complying with their anti-mobile home ordinance. So we went to court. We picked a judge, picked a jurisdiction particularly that had a judge who was highly respected, Judge Long. He taught in the Judicial Commission other judges. So whatever he said was going to carry a lot of weight. And we had only one witness in that case, Jeff Wick. Jeff had been, and was at that point, the president of Wick Building Systems. He had been on the Dwelling Code Council that created the Site-Built Dwelling Code for Wisconsin. He was on the code committee that created the Manufactured Housing Code. So he knew the code issues forward and backward. And his key part of his testimony was, Your Honor, ugly isn't in the code. You can build an ugly house under both codes. So it's not a matter of aesthetics, it's a matter of building code, and we believe the federal law prevents the city of Beloit from enacting a code based upon a difference between the federal code, which is preemptive, and the state building code. And Judge Long agreed, and that case went a long ways to opening up zoning in Wisconsin.
The top of the association is very passionate about the industry, and I can say that because I've been here for so long, and I wouldn't be doing this job if I wasn't passionate and truly believed that the association can make manufactured and modular housing the mainstay for Wisconsin.
Amy was under amazing tutelage, and she was the best candidate for the position. She is a strong woman, and she is intelligent, and she is a leader, and she has done amazing things for this industry. And when she had founded the Tomorrow's Home Foundation, and I see how that has grown and how many people it has helped, not only in my community alone, but in the industry, I'm amazed. Amy is an amazing woman, and I have nothing but respect for her. She is amazing.
She has invested herself completely in this industry. She has spent her lifetime, I think she's been here over 30 years, if I'm not mistaken. Not only does she possess an incredible amount of knowledge about the industry just from a historical perspective, one of the things I think is really neat about Amy is she's done it in her way. When we're in meetings and maybe things get a little intense, or perhaps she is talking to a senator or somebody who is a legislator, Amy stays true to herself. And I think that's what allows so many people in our industry to trust her and relate to her. More than a lot of leaders I've seen, she is incredibly approachable, and she engenders trust in all that she deals with.
I know that my father is so proud of where our industry has come from and where we are today. There virtually is very limited distinction in any of our homes compared to any other stick-built type of a home. Today, he lives in a manufactured home, and he's delighted to do so. He wouldn't have it any other way.
The future for the WHA is very bright. Very bright. I see them advocating for our members, I see them educating our members, and I see the industry growing and flourishing over the years.
When I think about our industry 25 years from now, I think it's the way of the future. There's a strong possibility as our population grows, and as resources become more limited, and as land becomes more limited, we need creative solutions. And I think there's a lot of creative solutions out there. However, this one is different in that it also is grounded in a solid history. There's a lot of lessons learned, and there's a lot of work that has been done to set something up that will last a long time. So let's hope that we can take what we've learned from the history, and let's hope we can be flexible enough to serve the needs of even more people looking for affordable housing.
I was here for the 50th anniversary of the association, and I thought that was quite an accomplishment. Now we're here at our 75th anniversary, and I sure hope I'm here for the 100th anniversary because I know the industry will be doing good things at that time.